Julia here from Accessorize Your Life. I wanted to bring you a video that is called Tabletop Dressing, because whether you're eating at home or you're going out, I think this look that I want to pull together for either or will be appropriate. So you have something tucked under your belt that you can just whip out in a hurry. So I have two palettes that I'm going to be using, Desert Haze and another Charlotte Tilbury palette called Copper Charge, right there. As you can see, it has a little more sheen to it. It has about 3 colors that have sparkles, a little bit of glitter, whereas this one is basically a matte palette. So we're going to start with the matte palette, and I just want to do it all over the eye, base color. And on the back of these palettes, it kind of tells you what to do with them, but I am not going to use this bright color all over my lid. But what I am going to do is start with this one here that is in the family of orange, and go ahead and lay it down as my base or transition color right in there. Actually, I'm using a concealer brush to do this from Real Technique because it's dense and it's not hopefully going to cause flyaways. Just going to go in like this. So this first look is a look that you can do if you're staying home and you just want to hurry in to freshen up right before your guests arrive, your family and friends or whatever, and you just need a quick look for lounging around this Thanksgiving. Of course, it's tabletop dressing, and what I mean by that is what you basically see here from this point of me up. So you want your face to be the emphasis. You can have on some lounge pants, you know, and a nice top and a pair of earrings, and your face just pulled together a little bit and you would be perfectly fine. So this is beginning to just show up. You see a little bit of it there, right? This look is going to be very simple. The first look is, and I dare say the second look is going to be quite simple as well. We're not going to fuss about our looks. We're just going to make sure that we're presentable and we like what we come up with. Same brush, going to tap it off, and I'm going to go into this color here and put it all over this part of the lid. So just a little bit deeper, not too much. It's going to take a while for that color to come in because even though I wiped the brush off, that first color is still in the fibers of the brush. It's just easier sometimes to change the brush, but for the sake of being a quick pull together look for tabletop dressing, no, we're just going to do this. Wiping the brush again, going into that deeper shade right here, that brown, and we're going to take that over here to the outer corner. Just tap it in, tap, 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 and then go ahead and work it over. And if you have hooded eyelids like I do, this is great. This is good because you want that deeper color here to kind of push things back and not out to the forefront. So you see that bit of orange there? You see that it's bright and it's popping there. Not a whole lot because you don't want that. You just want a simple look, but enough. These two palettes, I should say, from Charlotte Tilbury have, to me, very good color payoff, and I like them. I like these little palettes. Whereas the Hollywood palette that I recently purchased and returned, no, there was no color payoff, in my opinion, with those palettes. I like these palettes. Now, I haven't bought any of her larger pan palettes, but these, yeah, up my alley. I'm going to go back in with that second color and just make sure I have some right there. And right down here. And that's pretty much all you need. You don't need too much more than this. let's put on some mascara primer. I'm putting on eyelash primer just because I'm not going to use lashes, and I think this helps when you're using mascara to lengthen and just make your lashes pop a little more. And it also helps when you are wearing falsies because it also conditions the lashes. So either way, I think it's a essential step in the routine. Alrighty, so I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to take a fluffy brush, if I can, a little fluffy one, and just clean around here. I'm going to go in with a liner, the bottom lash line. It's in brown. This is a Esom pencil. I need some magnification. And browns are popular this year for the mascara and liners, I think. Victoria Beckham has a cocoa liner that everybody is raving about. They say that her liners are really good. They say that, I guess they go on easy and they stay put. So I'm just doing a little line above. And you know, you can just tap this in like little dots. You don't have to make a full-fledged line, but what it does is it gives your lashes a little more depth there. Plus it helps with the mascara, that it looks like you have more. Now the other end of this pencil is gold, so I want to just take a little pop of it right in the corner. Let's see if that showed up. The latter half of this year I have been using pencils more than ever just to work my look together, bring it all together. So next I'm going in with my mascara. That's very faint. The light will reflect in the corner of the eyes, and I always say you need something there, either a shadow or pencil, something to brighten up the inner corner so that you look bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Even if you're exhausted. You're not going to find me putting a whole lot of mascara on the lower lash line because I think it drifts south. It doesn't stay where I put it. Okay, so that's the eye look here. Just simple. And I don't even have my foundation on yet, so. But I like it. I like it. And all you need to do at this point is put on a lippy that you like, and it can be, let's go for a rather neutral lip. Could be a berry would be nice, but I'm going to go with this ganache, which is a brown. Very neutral color from Fashion Fair. Now this could be the look. This would be enough. Just put on your foundation and a little blush if you want. But yeah, this would be nice. Now I want to bump it up a little before we put on the foundation and everything, because we have shimmers in this next palette. There's no deep brown in there or anything like that, but we already have that on. So we can go in and just bump this look up just a little bit. You don't have to do too much more. And for that, I'm going to use a small brush, and let's pray to the makeup gods that we don't have much fallout. Okay? Bringing my mirror in. So this is the at-home, just kick back, easy, breezy holiday look. Yeah, I like it. But let's see, which color do we want to go into? This coppery color? And see, it's giving me fallout, so I'm going to need some glitter glue. Go in there. I'm going to put it right here. That's pretty. I'm going to use my finger. Oh wow. I was reading where the makeup director for or creative director for YSL. He was a chef, but he got the notion from a friend to go to beauty school. And he did. But guys, he was kicked out of beauty school or makeup school, whatever, because he used his fingers to apply makeup. And they kicked him out. I guess he just felt that that was the way to do it. And rather than compromise his beliefs or whatever, or his feelings, and granted, you know, he had no makeup experience, but he knew that he saw his mother putting on her makeup that way. So he's like, you know, it worked for her, why can't it work for other people? But I do understand when you're in school, you have to go by their methods that they teach you. So he was kicked out, and somehow or another he met the right people or whatever, and had various jobs before with makeup before landing with YSL. But and he's very much coveted as a makeup artist. A lot of models want to sit in his chair for many years. Now look how that just popped this look. Isn't it beautiful? You don't see all of it when your eyes are open, but when you look down, maybe to pick up those mashed potatoes, your eyes are just gonna sparkle. It's gonna be very pretty. Now I want to go back into that first palette. Oh no, I can do it with this palette. I can pick up this orange here. It's a little deeper, but I can bring that right here and just smooth out those edges so that it's an easier transition, that it's not so harsh right in there. Because remember, when I'm looking at you, you can't tell because of the fold there. But when my eyes open, or if I go down, just might see a little different angle. And you want all of the angles to look good. So what I'm saying is blending is key. Take a little more time to blend. Or with the brushes, that it's clean, and go back over that. Just to shear that out a little bit. And now I have some more golds in here, brassy kind of pretty golds. And I'm going to take a little tiny brush again, and I'm going to pick up one of those colors. We did this one, we did that one. Let's pick up this one, because this one, the top one, is a little too bright for me, but this one is just right. Put that right there. You know, we gotta wake up that inner corner. Give it a little sassafras so we don't look like we're dozing off. I like that. Now I'm going to take a liner brush, slant it, go in that same color, just tap it in there on the head, and just stamp a little bit of it right there. Don't have to work it in much, just stamp it. Not going all the way over, because remember we have the brown liner there. And I want to put a little more mascara on, really getting it from the roots, because some of this eyeshadow may have landed on your lashes. This way you're just going back in to make them look fuller, and also taking away any of that eyeshadow that may have fallen onto the lashes. Getting those tips, getting the roots. Now we can quickly go in with our foundation and our concealer. And if we want to touch up anything else, we can do that. We can do that. The eyes can get touched up a little bit, and here we go. In with the foundation, which is Fashion Fair. We're finishing off this look. We don't need much because we've already laid a solid base. Don't forget to bring it down, especially if you're wearing a V-neck or open collar. Okay, I'm going back into my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer here. I really liked using this for the month. I can take this brush here. I'm going to take this brush. Now I want to go in with that concealer that I mentioned earlier. For that I'm going to use Dior, and I want to just drop a bit here where I look a little dark there. I don't feel like everywhere needs it, just a little more right in here. And I'm going to put on some of Fenty's highlighter. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's only going to be a smidget. Same brush right here. Because not only the people you're sitting across from, but the people on either side of you get a nice little treat, right? So we'll come back to that. For my blush, I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury. It was in my Shop My Stash. I'm not gonna play around with too many different products, but just taking some on this brush here, soft. Woo! You can see it. We're gonna let that stay there for a moment, and we're gonna go in and work out. Excuse me. We're gonna work out the concealer. These lines there. Put a little bit here. What's left over on that brush. Come to the under eyes and bring it down some, like a V shape. Now I'm going to go in with this little concealer brush right here and get up close as I think I want to. I use the concealer to help shape around the eye to give my eyeshadow that snatched look. Not too overly snatched. No, no, no. Don't want it to look harsh. I want it to look soft. Not going for the dramatics there. Now, this brush has this nice sharp edge here. I'm just going to tap that all in there. Then I'm going to go in with some of my setting powder and set under my eyes a little bit. No baking, just setting. This is Kosas. I love what that Dior does. That corrector, it's concealer corrector. I love what it does. That's the perfect shade for me. Medium, deep, neutral. Now I want to work in the blush and the highlighter. Just go back in. I love it. I'm gonna go in with an all over finishing powder, and I have it here. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. This has been her month in my shop, my stash. And I'm just gonna put powder all over my face. And I'm just gonna use this brush, which would be good for this area, but I'm just gonna lightly tap it in the powder and use it. All around. Get my fan out, and guys, we're there. I want to thank you so much for being a friend of Accessorize Your Life. Yeah, being my beauty accessorizers, coming here to see what I'm doing, supporting me by encouraging me on with your likes and your shares and your comments. They mean the world. I consider the subscribers my beauty accessorizers, and those of you who do not comment, you come by, you may not give it a thumbs up, you may not like it, but you come by and you view. You're a friend too. Yeah. Alrighty guys, I hope you like this look. Let me know down in the comments. I would appreciate a like, just so I know that I'm giving you something that you want, something that is real for you, something that is useful to you. Again, I hope that if you celebrate the holidays, this one in particular, Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, that you have a good one, that you enjoy your family and friends, that you just make it a great time, that you just don't overdo it, that you relax a little and enjoy it for yourself as well as making it warm and friendly for everybody else. And if you don't celebrate it, this look can take you throughout the fall for any occasion. Even the glammed up one is not overly done. And of course the first look, every day, any day, you can rock that look. But if you do not celebrate the holidays, get out for a walk, take a drive, or go help out in a soup kitchen or somewhere. Help out someone, brighten someone's day, and in turn you will find that you've brightened your day. Thank you for watching. I love you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.